Ladies and gentlemen, I've been a supporter for Donald Trump since he announced that he was running for president back in 2015. And this is one of the first times that I've seen in 10 years Donald Trump mess something up so spectacularly as this. This is a major issue. And if Donald Trump continues to act like this, he's going to lose the midterms. I mean, his reputation right now, his credibility right now, has taken a pounding the likes of which we've never seen. Not even Democrats using lawfare and doing 24-hour media hit pieces for years could do the sort of damage that Trump is doing to himself with this Epstein story. And it's giving ammunition to these leftoids and people in the media and these backbenchers and these so-called pundits to say, well, obviously Trump is in the Epstein files and he's going to Lolita Island every week, and that's why. I don't think that's true. I think that is an easy cop-out. I think that is incendiary rhetoric to get him to release it. People are trying to move him in that direction. I don't think that he went to Lolita Island. I don't think that was his vice like some of these other people. I think that at the end of the day, Trump realizes that his name is attached to Epstein, whether he did anything or not. So really, this is all about himself. And it makes sense when you look at it in that light, that if he releases the full Epstein thing, it's going to be Trump and Epstein wall to wall for the next couple of years. The media is not going to let it go, and they're going to continue to run with this narrative because Trump is right in a way that the media ran with the Russia hoax. They ran with the, our soldiers are losers hoax. And they've run with so many of these false narratives that I understand Trump being a little bit apprehensive. But when you see what Trump said today, I think you're going to be a little bit incredulous as well. And Trump is losing major support amongst people that he won over in the 2024 election, because now it seems like business as usual. Whereas Trump was supposed to be the person to break the system, he just seems to be going with the flow. And a lot of people, myself included, are disappointed about that. Why is Karen Bass promising money to illegal aliens and fighting ICE? Why is she not in handcuffs? Why is she not in jail? Why is Gavin Newsom not in jail? Why are these Democrats that are aiding and abetting these foreign agitators, these people that are in the country illegally, why are they not in prison? Why is Trump basically just trying to maintain the status quo? And that's what he's doing. He's trying to maintain the status quo. No one's talking about Doge anymore. And it seems like all the stories that come out are about Epstein. So, if Trump were smart, I'll tell you what Trump would do if he were smart. He would say, all right, I've heard you guys. I didn't think it was a big deal, but I've listened to you. And so we are going to be starting the Jeffrey Epstein Commission. And we are going to have a panel, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. And we're going to interview Ghislaine Maxwell. We're going to be interviewing all these people. We're going to get to the bottom of this. And every proceeding, everything is going to be public and transparent so that you can see what is happening every step of the way. And anyone that we find that is actually guilty of doing any of this stuff, whether they be a former president, whether they be a politician, whoever it may be, we're going to go after them. And here's the thing that some people may not like. Then you pick a couple people, you pick a couple targets, you go after them, and you put all of the onus and the focus on them. And from a political standpoint, from a pragmatist standpoint, you make sure that they're big-time Democrats. You go after Bill Clinton. You go after Bill Gates. You go after these people. You go after Stephen King. Hit some big-time names to get people's attention on that. People that have been critics of yours. That's what I would do in this situation. I would use it to my advantage, not only to get justice, because that's exactly what we want, but from a political standpoint, I would use it as an opportunity. Trump seems to be shitting the bed in every way, not using this as an opportunity and giving the opportunity to his opposition to try to take him down. By the way, that's exactly what's going on. Not one of these people on the left care about the Epstein files. They don't care about children being sex trafficked. They don't care about children being used as slave labor in California on weed farms. They don't care about any of it. All of it is political theater to them. All of it is virtue signaling to them. They only care about the optics, which is why under Biden, there was not a demand to release the Epstein files. There was no demand by the left and by the Democrats to release the Epstein files under Biden. So here's what Donald Trump said on Truth Social. The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again. Just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which of them swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. Disgusting bathroom. And even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary's her big nose, her big ass, everything's ugly, everything's big, gross feet. Her big loss in the 2016 presidential election. These scams are hoaxes, and they're all the Democrats are good for. It's all they have. They're no good at governing, no good at policy, no good at picking winning candidates. Oh, so unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Well, to be fair, most MAGA Republicans are sticking together like glue, to point out the fact that this may be one of your most retarded moments ever. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. It's a big hoax. It's a huge hoax. I just started calling it a hoax. You know, I was all gung-ho about it, not that long ago, but now it's a hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit, hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 years. I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country. And all these people want to talk about, with strong prodding by the fake news. I thought it said Fox News. By fake news, and the success star of Dems is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking about our incredible. They don't even think about talking about our incredible and unprecedented success. Because I don't want their support anymore. All right. I'm going to be honest. I'm sure Trump wrote this himself. You can tell because certain words are, capitalized and stuff. Sort of like when I criticize Israel and I criticize the IDF. I'm aware of the scale of things. So, Trump saying this is fucking retarded and indefensible and ludicrous. And he should be made fun of for this and pilloried for this relentlessly. People should not let up. People who are MAGA should not let up in making fun of Trump on this. At the same time, it is also true that the left are liars. They are communists. They are pro-pedophile. They are some of the worst human beings in the world. These people on the left don't really care about anything other than hurting this country and hurting the American people because, this is this is an occupied land and, this land was stolen from these people and, the Republicans are this and they're homophobic and xenophobic, and we need women and men, competing in the same sport. And we need the left are truly some of the most despicable, retarded, ridiculous, subhuman, demonic freaks that we've ever seen. However, at the same time, I have to criticize Trump. You don't want people's support anymore because they're criticizing Epstein? Well, congratulations. You're losing a lot of support. And you're mishandling this. You could be using this to your advantage because there are so many people that do care about this. Now, you are in such a losing position that people like Moist Critical are making videos on this, and I have to find myself agreeing with them. That is how far off on this topic that you are. And the more that you alienate your loyal fan base that's been loyal for years, that's taken slings and arrows for you, because you're afraid that, I'm going to get some bad coverage because my name and Epstein's name are linked, it makes you look bad, it alienates your base, and it gives fodder to the people that already hate you. But actually, now it's legitimate. Nothing that the left has come up with about Trump has been legitimate. Not one thing. For the guy that's supposedly the most evil person in the world, there's not one legitimate thing. The felonies are illegitimate. Anyone with a brain knows they're illegitimate. Even the left doesn't believe they're legitimate. No one has been charged for felonies on what Trump was charged with. That was simply a ruse in order to prosecute him, use some lawfare to try to prevent him from being president. It failed. But looking at this, it is so abundantly clear that Trump is getting bad advice or afraid or doing something, and he's allowing this fear or allowing this bad advice to push him in a direction that is a total and complete loser. People care about Epstein because they want to see justice done. They want to feel like the Trump administration is different. That these people in positions of power that have done things that are wrong are finally going to get the comeuppance that they deserve. And that is what people voted for. They wanted Trump to be the wrench in the system. They wanted Trump to go in there and basically, metaphorically burn it down. They wanted the FBI to be completely cleansed of all these left-wing activists. They wanted the CIA and all of these intelligence agencies to be fired and for these people to be shut down because they couldn't be trusted, because they had obviously gone against the American people. They wanted Trump to distance himself from Israel and be America first. They wanted a lot of stuff. And Trump promised all of it. And now, with this Epstein thing, he's losing credibility by the second. I don't think this is the end of Trump. I'm not saying that. I don't think this is going to be ultimately what sinks his whole presidency, because we don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 years. But as of right now, this is the biggest blunder that Trump has made in his entire political career. And by not taking this seriously and not making this about law and order and justice and holding people accountable, and really just trying to go about this as like, look how good the economy is. We're doing good. No one gives a shit about the economy if there's a ring of pedophiles at the upper echelon of this country that are in charge. People want justice. They want heads to roll. And whether that be Stephen King or, whether that be Warren Buffett, whoever it is, I don't know. People want heads to roll. They want people to look into this. They want to know the truth. It's obvious that Epstein didn't kill himself. I mean, that much is obvious. There are rich, powerful interests involved. We want to know who they are. We want them exposed. We want the names. If you choose not to do that, you're going to take a massive, massive political toll. Bigger than I think you can sustain, to be honest, Mr. President. And it's not just me saying this. There's so many people saying this. Matt Walsh said this. You know, there are a lot of people that are doing videos, even Moist Critical of all people. Asmongold of all people.
Did tell you your name appeared in the Epstein files? Uh-oh.
On what? On the
DOJ and FBI.
On what? On what subject?
Epstein.
Okay.
On Epstein. Of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you? What did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No. She's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, you know, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden
Shut up, man. If they made all these files up, then why didn't they put them out? If they made them up, then how do you know that they existed? Then why didn't they release them? None of this makes any fucking sense, bro. He's just cut this shit the fuck out, bro. Like, really?
We went through years of that. With the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through.
See, this is part of the problem. This is a tactical blunder. Trump is framing this like it's a Democrat hoax, the same as Russia, and all these other things that they did go after him with that were fake. When he puts the Epstein files in there, it makes it seem like the reason that he's not revealing this is because he has something to hide, that there's something in there that incriminates him. That's the perception. I don't think that's true, but that's the perception that people come away with. And you could understand that because you're talking about all these fake hoaxes. Well, what does Epstein have to do with you? Well, that's a good question. Why would you associate the fake news and their propaganda campaigns against you with Epstein? Are you thinking that they're going to use Epstein as a way to go after you? Is that what you're trying to say? Why would that be the case? Like, do you not understand that people want justice from this? They want to see people who went to the island and legitimately were engaging in this sort of behavior. They want to see them brought to justice.
We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well.
But you got to at least say that you believed it, though, right? Because, like, if you're going around and you're bad-mouthing old Slick Willie, you're bad-mouthing Bill Clinton. That wasn't fair to Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein.
That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew.
And you said he was a pedophile.
And it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
It's outrageous.
On Texas, how many more seats do you want the Republicans to?
Do you want the Republicans to lose? I don't know. It depends on how much longer you want to talk about this bullshit.
They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden,
Like, he's losing midterms because of this? Yeah, he's actually like, I want to let you guys know, this is such a massive thing. Of all the things you can fuck up on, this is one of the biggest things for you to fuck up on. It's much bigger than we think. The thing is that I don't care. We need to get the information out. I don't care about, oh, wow, it's going to destroy the government. God, I was already sold, but wow.
That's great. But yeah, there are a lot of different stories of people coming out that are just, furious that Trump has backtracked on this. And the fact that he would put out a statement saying, "Oh, I don't even want your support anymore. If you support releasing the Epstein files, I don't want your support anymore." Those terms are acceptable. Like, understand, my support for Trump and a lot of people's support for Trump, we're not in a cult. If you are genuinely retarded enough to not understand the significance of this, then maybe you're not the person that I thought you were. Maybe you're not the person a lot of people thought you were. People just instinctually defend Trump because of how much shit the left, these evil, disgusting people have put him through. But now he's in power. Now he is in control. Now he has the ability to choose who to hire, who to fire. And he's putting people like Pam Bondi in charge, who's doing nothing. Why is the DOJ not arresting Karen Bass in California? Why are they not arresting Gavin Newsom? Why are they not throwing these people in jail that are engaging in these fights with ICE? Why are they not doing what needs to be done? Instead, they want to play politics and, oh, you're not really a supporter if you don't support me being against the release of the Epstein files. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I don't like the left. I think they're disgusting. I think they're reprehensible. But at the end of the day, you have to be judged now at this point. You won the election. You have to be judged on what you do. And overall, you've done a good job. But this is a huge thing. Huge. That's been talked about for years. And now you're putting up roadblocks. It doesn't make sense because a couple weeks ago, oh, this is part of Trump's agenda. This is a big deal. Now you can't even talk about it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be here to cover this and talk about it. But I don't think we're going to get these files. And I think it's shocking that Trump would do a 180 in this sort of way. This is like what the left does. Oh, I was never for the Epstein files. No, I was never for releasing them. It's ridiculous. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. See you next time.